Bridget and Doug Parvin for Serenity and Sobriety. Thank you for joining us this week. We're so pleased with your love, your encouragement, and support. We can't thank you all enough. First off, I would like to let you know that I do offer one-on-one sessions, and you can reach me on my website, bridgetparvin.com, and also find me on my Facebook page, How to Get Your Life Back, where Doreen Virtue and I are co-authoring a book together. It will be released by Hay House in 2018. It's Healing Through Addictions with the Guidance of God and Your Angels. And I'm just so happy to be able to share my experience with this and also just be creating this book with one of my dear friends. And I'm really looking forward to that. Also, you can find me on Instagram under Bridget Parvin. And so this week's topic we have is usefulness to others. I absolutely love this. When prior to me being on the path of wellness or recovery, I used to be so consumed with what was going on around me that I would just, I pretty much would just pull all the shades, sit where I was, and just kind of go over and over and over again of this stuff that was going on in my life. And I never knew there was a way out until I ended up getting the proper help that I needed. That had been through 12-step programs, through church, and through EMDR, countless other support groups, and just all of these things on the path of recovery. And so it doesn't matter what addictions that you're being affected by, because we live in this world and are bombarded by so many different things. I mean, if we didn't just have 1 hour, there's probably over, there's over 200 different types of support groups of the 12-step program alone itself, just to cover everything, at least, if not way more. I need to check those figures out because I know there's everything you could even think of. So with usefulness to others is every time I'm focusing on myself or whatever is going on, it's kind of like my blinders are pulled, and I can't see beyond that. So what recovery has taught me is how to lift those blinders so I could see a broader perspective of what's going on around me. One of the best things for me to do is to be of service to other people, to get myself away from my own problems. Not that I'm avoiding them, yet it's a tool for me to use so I won't be obsessing about my own problems, about what's going on, because I need to find some tools and a solution and know that there's a grander plan, a greater plan, a higher power, my creator, God, whatever you have that you use. Just remember, in heaven there are no egos, so they don't care what you call them. Just as long as you have a dependence on something greater than ourselves is all that counts here. So what I've learned, one of my biggest things that I absolutely love is the prayer of St. Francis. And in that, where I get to practice just for today, grant not so much that I seek to be consoled as I do go and console others. So that means if I'm looking for that, if I get out of myself and go help another one, or think of someone, or give them a phone call, or send a card, or a text, or even nowadays with Facebook, and I'm just thinking of you, sending you love, as simple as that. You know, just let somebody know you're thinking of them. And I love what my mentor, my sponsor, Polly, says. People are blown away and ask her how many people she sponsors, and she says, believe her, it's not any great attribute that she has. It's just because she needs that many people to get herself out of herself. And so her phone is constantly ringing. She's constantly assisting others, and it's also to love others as to be loved, and it is by giving that we receive. So it's just this beautiful roadmap, and it's just this beautiful way. And the person who wrote it, St. Francis, he did not write it because of some huge spiritual giant that he was. He wrote it because of his experience. to help himself as a roadmap be able to offer these things and give these things and to offer humanity these gifts. And that is what he used it for. He wasn't just doing it because he was trying to tell other people what to do. He literally walked that course. Those were his own moccasins, his own path that he'd walked through. So instead of seeing what I can gain by doing something, what's in it for me, you know, I need to take a look and say, what can I contribute to that? And that's a whole nother dynamic when I look and see it's to love and serve. And I love also at this place where we did our yoga training. And, you know, we do things and participate with churches. We do things and participate with yoga studios and ashrams and, you know, these beautiful things, because in all religions, there are beautiful spiritual truths, and those are the nuggets that we're looking for. So at the ashrams in yoga, they look, and there's a practice called karma yoga, and it's selfless service, and day by day, there's actually people committed to selfless service, and that may be even praying for others people's needs during the whole day. And that may be their thing. Or they may be in the kitchen all day, chopping up and preparing food for everybody. And just like they do at churches for luncheons, or if there's any celebrations of life, you know, many hands together build community. And with the usefulness to others, we don't feel as isolated, because that's what we're doing, is we're looking for that beautiful connection, that heart to heart. And so that is how we get ourselves out of ourselves and be a member of society and bring goodness. And if there's anything that you have experienced, any type of hardship in your life, oftentimes it's even going back there and sharing your message and communicating and helping people hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, get through to the other side. And so helping others is a healthy way that we move beyond our problems. And one of the things in that, we're not looking for it as an escape. It's to move beyond our problems, and when it said healthy ways of helping people. So it's not helping people to get kudos on the back saying, oh, that's so outstanding that you volunteer at this place, or, oh, I wish I could have such a giving heart as that person. It's not looking for accolades, and so that takes it that step further about passing it on and doing good deeds without getting caught. You know, I love that pay it forward type of things. And those are the kind of things that do something for another without getting caught. And that was when I first got into the 12-step program. I was like, what? How do you do that? Well, I have learned greatly, because in the program, they say the highest accolades you'll get is being sober. So it's all like we're all in it shoulder to shoulder. And so learn how to give unconditionally with no strings attached, no motives, no agendas, no expectations. Those are some really positive things to carry, and not expecting anything back or any rewards back from the other person, or trying to change them or fix them. Those are some really huge things, especially for people pleasers or approval seekers, which are whole different things of other programs themselves. So every moment can be an opportunity to serve. A smile, looking at someone's eyes and asking them how is their day going. It builds self-esteem instead of being digging deeper into a pit of depression and all of those things, which are very real. They're very, very real. And that can be paralyzing. And so these are the kind of things of contributing to society. And if you know of someone who does suffer for them symptoms, please do check on their well-beings and send them love notes, or send them cards, or bring them flowers from a garden. And so today we're asking to just practice being instruments of peace, of God's love, being his hands and his feet. I love that, being the hands and feet, and make a loving commitment to yourself and others that you will practice this. And when we're serving, life is no longer meaningless. There is a purpose. That's why you see many people who are retired. They will go on to do things in the community, such as the Lions Club, animal shelters, working with children, women's shelters, church groups and nurseries. I mean, it's just countless. Visiting seniors. I could go on, and you could find your special things that you would love to do also. And if you need to be in community or get any more ideas, please private message us and we'll give you more ideas. So our aim...
Or share yours.
Or share yours too. We would love that. So our aim is to be helpful in this world. There's enough of that I, and in I there's no wellness, and wellness, it's we-ness, so I is for wellness, I is for illness, and we is for wellness, and that's where the community comes together. Connections, and that's exactly what we're looking for. So just look and see wherever there's a need, wherever there's a gap, go and fill in the gap. You don't have to have the light shining on you to fill a need. I love, every job is important. It takes many hands to get a job done. And whenever there is someone on the front line, they need one heck of a team behind them, backing them up so they could get that job done. So the rewards ripple out and bless other people. And we need each other. We need a tribe. Find your tribe. And we just need that connection and that heart-to-heart, shoulder-to-shoulder, and in joining together. We're not in this alone. So that usefulness to others, if you know of somebody that has a job that they have in their hands that is really big, even working out in their yard or building a fence, go give them a helping hand. It doesn't have to be perfect, and yet it will get the job done a lot quicker. And it just makes the heart full, it fills the heart, and it's just the really kindness, spread love. And that is how I've learned and practice and continually practice doing those things. So I'd love to hear from you, Doug, what you have.
Thank you. I like
Thank you.
it. You mentioned the being hands and feet, and there's
Yes.
I got songs run through my mind, and so there's a band or a group called Audio Adrenaline, and they do this great song called Hands and Feet. But being of service, and the topic being usefulness to others. First, for me, usefulness to others. First, I had to get sober and clean, and I was basically a nuisance. Otherwise, I was more like the thorn in the side kind of thing. And I mean, in general,
It's so hard for me to imagine, but I've heard the rumors. I believe it. Straight from the mouth.
And so, so to be of usefulness to others is to, again, that self-care, taking care of self, and suiting up and showing up and being available, all those kind of things. Putting an oxygen mask on yourself first,
yes,
to allow yourself to be, to be useful. Because it's like, if you're not getting rest, if you're not eating good, and you're not doing these things, you're worn out and everything, and that's not being, to your maximum service. So it's like, stop, take, that halt. Hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. Take care of those things, so then you can present yourself to be of maximum service. Right. Work through things and learn how to do, like she was mentioning, in community. I know for me, I was always shy and kind of awkward feeling, and alcohol was actually one of the things that allowed me to get out of myself, to be around other people and not feel self-conscious and all that insecurities, all those things. The alcohol released that, and then I could be with other people. But it ended up, at the end not working and isolating me from people even more. And so to get sober, once I got sober, and like I said, I had isolated myself from people so much that when I started going into the rooms and the thing is, they suggest, being of service, and one of the things they did was they made me a greeter, and trust me, I was, like I said, I was so insecure. I didn't like doing show and tell in front of class. The greeter is somebody who greets everybody that comes through the door. At church I was an usher, because I was a greeter here first, and taught me and learned me this. But what happened was they had a sign-in sheet, and I would ask people to sign just their first name or whatever in, and it allowed me, without chemicals, to interact with you. And that's what I craved. That's what I craved so much, was that interaction and that community and everything. And alcohol allowed me to do that until it quit working. Until, like I said, it pushed everybody away. So when I was able to be of service, and I felt when I'm being of service, I feel like I'm a part of something. I feel like I'm a part of, it's like a group or a church or like she said, an ashram. When I'm doing karma yoga or something, I feel like I'm part of the group or the thing. And it felt like it gave me purpose, and I felt more comfortable that I could do more. And it was just baby steps, baby steps. But I remember, again, and when I got sober, like I said, I pushed and isolated, through anger, through all kinds of things. I had, pushed everybody away. And I pushed away the things that I craved, oddly enough. And I remember, like, the second time I was, having, and some people signed, and somebody came up and said, "Doug, how are you doing today?" And I was just overloaded, overwhelmed that this person even remembered my name, because, like I said, I pushed everybody away. I wasn't, people didn't want to be around me, because with my drinking, because I didn't want to feel, I didn't want to hurt, I didn't want to hurt other people, I didn't know all these things.
So you put the tough guy.
So I put the tough guy
on.
And here again, by doing work, I found out that there's not a tough guy. There's a scared guy.
Right.
I was fully in fear. I was afraid. My mom died when I was younger. There's a lot of stuff that I've been able to continually get to work through. But there was things that had happened to me and things that I had done in my life that I just kept getting further and further away from people, from everybody. And until I stopped and got sober and started being able to look at these things, was when I could start to find out who Doug really was, And that's the thing. It's like, I'm not this angry guy. I'm not this and that. I'm actually, most people know me now. They're surprised that there was anger, and whatnot. And we all have anger. Don't get me wrong. I'm no saying, but the alcohol, and the anger just pushed everybody away. That's what, I didn't know that's what I was doing. I didn't, and whatnot. But that's not being of use to other people. And she mentioned too about giving it away to keep it. And it's like being able to be of service, by being, it's like, well, I don't want to sweep the floor. It's like, and sometimes the ego thinks, well, they don't like you because they want you to just sweep the floor or wash a coffee cup or whatever it is.
I always wash the floor.
I am grateful to be able to do any of that.
Yes,
that kind of thing,
yes.
Very
grateful.
Because again, it gave me purpose. It felt like I was in community, and it helped me to feel a part of, and that allowed me to be of service, maximum service to others. And again, getting down into doing some of those roots and causes and looking into those things and clearing that stuff away, uncover, discover, and discard, getting that stuff out of the way, then it's like it lightens me up, and then I can be more of service even more. So it's the more work I get to do on myself, the more available I can be to be of service.
Right.
And being able to step out into your life purpose, like doing the Facebook lives or what everything that we're all doing, but getting the courage again. It's like getting the courage to allow people to sign the little book, for me, and that's progressed into I'm pretty comfortable. I still get nervous, and all that kind of stuff. but to be able to sit, with you guys and do something like this, it's been a process, and I'm just really grateful. And here again, if it wasn't for me being sober, I wouldn't be here. Bottom line is,
Right,
because of my higher power, God, and being able to be available. And once again, Bridget also touched, I think, on not putting. Now that's the one side. On the other side, I'm very, for lack of better words, codependent. So it's like I can overly help you, and that's not good
And that's
either.
why I said, instead of looking to gain, what can I contribute, or helping others in a healthy way.
Helping
There you
helping
go.
others in a healthy way.
'Cause
It's
otherwise it's
okay,
like-
it's like once, and here's the other side of that. Okay, I told you about the drinking part. Well, once
Right.
my family stopped helping me, I was able to get sober. So there's that tough, I don't know if you call it tough love. It's just
Well, nowadays, back then it
more
was.
detachment.
Right.
Allowing somebody else to go through the pain and things that they need to go through to get them to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
And pain it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Well, for me, it's a great motivator. And having done some work, I know that this doesn't have to stay. I don't have to stay here. There's processes and things that we can do to move through those. Yeah, I feel the pains and the sorrows and the joys, and just the other side. Feel the other things even more, more heightened. But it allows me to be of maximum service to others,
Right.
and to, find our tribe,
Mm-hmm.
And it's neat because once you get those insecurities, work on those insecurities and share them with somebody else, they're like, oh my gosh, yes, me too. And we, most of us will me too more than, well, once I started hearing, there's a lot more me toos than, oh, I don't do that.
Right.
That's not me. It's like, well, oh yeah, oh yes, it is.
I love
In some
that.
way, shape, or form. It's that pointing that finger. There's 3 more pointing back. And that works in both sides. If you see something positive in somebody else, I really like that person because, and then you got 3 more pointing back at you because
Right.
you possess that as well. So it's not all, so.
Right.
So, listen to those, and affirm those, and work on the others, of course, absolutely.
And thank you for touching on that, Doug, because he talked about the addictions, alcoholism, codependency, and speaking of that, a lot of things that are unresolved that need to come to the surface and need to be healed, need to be addressed in a gentle, healing, loving way. And speaking of that, our dear friend Doreen Virtue and Andrew Karpinko have a book coming out, yay, in August, and it is called Father Therapy. So I know for me on my journey of recovery, what had happened was a lot of the things that I had unresolved had to do with these things. And so their book is coming out, and that will be very helpful.
Yes, absolutely.
Make sure to get that book. It will be fabulous. So congratulations to Doreen and Andrew.
Yes.
We're looking forward to the book. Yay. And if you pre-order it, there's extra bonuses like you would not believe. So they're going to do a live webinar.
I think you go on to Angel Therapy.
Go on to angeltherapy.com, Doreen Virtue's website, and you will get a webinar for them that's going to come out, and then 2 meditations. So like a couple $100
go check
bucks
it out.
value. We'll put a link on there too. It's on the newsletter, the newest newsletter. And so one of the things I love is, so Doug used the terminology of he used to drink alcohol to get out of himself. That's because he wasn't comfortable underneath his own skin. Okay, so now we learned in sobriety to go back inward and to get in touch with the divine self in our holiness and find our Creator and have that communication and that relationship with our Creator. And then we're able to later on find community and get out of ourselves of being of service. And it's not looking for a substitute or to fill in those holes, because only our Spirit and Creator could do that. So this isn't something that's another addiction that's trying to get out of itself. This is in a balanced way of just giving away to keep it, right?
Yes, yes.
There you
Giving
go.
it
That
away
was
to keep it.
giving it away to keep it. So there's no addictions involved in that one, okay? So now I would like to thank everybody for joining us and move on to the next phase of the questions and answers and the angel readings. So Doug's going to refreshen the page, and we will see our dear friends that have joined us today. Facebook moves so fast that you got to refresh in the page and do all that good stuff. So we've got I'm looking, it looks like right here Sharon Gray would love some guidance. Okay.
Hello, Sharon.
Hi Sharon, thanks for joining
Yes,
us.
absolutely. And here again too, it's like, Bridget mentioned, putting in here too, it's like, ideas to be of service. And again, here it's like opening the door for somebody at a store. I mean, it doesn't have to be complicated.
Oh, it doesn't have to be lengthy or on a committee or anything, and
And
there's,
it can be.
it can be. And there's great service things, such as even with sport teams, that's family, pageant things. I mean, those are all community. Those are all family from sports and activities in the community. So this varies on different boards. And
Now, the thing about being of service, like stuff like that, it's like I get way more out of it than, in part of my, addictive personality, I like being addicted to being of service because I like how I feel when I'm of service.
So do
for
I.
For fun and for free.
So do
it's
I.
For fun and for free.
it is. I'm sorry, I cracked myself up because I was going to say even being a board member on the PTA, but the first thing, even being a board member on PTSD. That was very funny. I've actually done a lot of work with EMDR, so that was on the front of my mind.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And the Yoga Nidra.
And the Yoga Nidra for PTSD. So there's many different forms of getting through these types of things. And so here we go for Sharon. So I'm guided to use the angel cards of Archangel Gabriel right here. And thank you for joining us. So I've got, okay, so what we've got, Shirley, for you, no, that's Sharon. Shirley's right underneath that one. Here, let's go like that, right there. The little thing moved right up above. Okay, so Sharon, what we've got is, the first card is blocks lifted. Previous obstacles came from fear and they are now lifted away. So here's something that you've overcome, some great things that have happened in your life. So it's kind of like you're washing your hands away from it and it's contributed to your well-being, your experience, and now it's kind of like you have this to share with others. So they're showing me it's like a residence where you don't live there anymore, but you do remember that you lived there. Okay, so it's kind of like moving beyond that, and that is where growth happens. And now you're being asked by your angels to share your art with the world. It's time to allow others to enjoy your creative work. So what you've used is, by having these obstacles and blocks lifted, you're now able to share your creativity and joy and open heart more now with the world. In whatever ways that comes to you, go and share the multifaceted experience and the joy that you've learned from coming out and being on the other side. So this is very well your path to be on. And the beautiful thing is you will be guided with divine guidance, and your angels are there to gladly assist you. So the ideas that you are receiving are heaven-sent answers to your prayers. So you will never be left alone. You will always be shown clearly which steps to take next, and that's the beauty of it. And so they're like saying, yes, you've had the past, but you don't live there anymore. And so now it's time to open up your arms and say yes to the great experiences that you have to share with others, and that more will be coming to you as you open up more and share this with others. So thank you, Sharon. And I'll write that down, that we did Sharon. And who? Okay, let me see.
So Diane.
Thank
Diane,
you.
Diane Glass.
Denny.
Oh, Denny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she put a little blurb here with some AA literature. It's interesting because I like one of the things she put in there. But the original text that Bill Wilson actually put in the 12th step was to carry this message to others.
Yes, beautiful.
All. And Alcoholics Anonymous, they confine it more to, alcoholism.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but in the original manuscript that Bill Wilson wrote, he actually thought, to include everybody, which of course, there's so many 12-step groups now, you really, it's hard to keep count of, but, yeah,
Yes.
thank you, Diane.
Yes, thank you, Diane. Thank you for joining us today and sharing your experience with that. That's awesome. We really appreciate that a lot.
Let's see, let's go down to the beginning.
It looked like Amanda Bradley had a question in there. Oh, there's Vivian. Hi, honeys.
Teresa.
Okay. It looked like Amanda had a question. Here she is. Does my torn radiator cuff have a root? Will acupuncture fix them? Okay, so possibly with, here's the Raphael cards. That'd be good. Thank you.
That's the ones I was looking for.
I've had a rotator cuff thing happen, Amanda, so sending you
Amanda.
lots of love. Mwah.
I took my glasses off, which was silly. Let's see. A root. I like that. Quotation's a root.
Yes.
Yeah. I love Louise Hay's book.
You Can Heal Your Life.
You Can Heal Your Life.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got, and here again with the 12 step and the 12 steps, getting to do inventory work, using Louise's book in conjunction with that to help find the root, like you put, quote, root. I remember my feet were hurting me a lot, and our business was growing, and I was doing all this written inventory and all these other things, and I looked at Louise's book, and it says, the foot pain or whatever, it says, fear of moving forward. It's like, oh, yeah. So.
And then the
that's a great
shoulders represent carrying a heavy load.
Yeah. Okay, so the first card we got for you, Amanda, is Divine Intervention. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for being with, and it says name the person in need, for helping with the desire, describe the situation. I have faith in divine intervention and fully accept your guidance now. And here too, it's actually, you see, like a surgical team, and then the angel just up above, over the top of them. So here again, weighing your options and bringing those things into prayer and meditation. We have that intuitive, we have that inside awareness, and I'm getting just to, look at these things. The second card here is Home Help. So, dear God and Archangel Raphael, thank you for giving me the courage to ask and accept help from you, the angels and others in matters regarding my family and home. But here I'm getting also home as in like a practitioner, like with an acupuncturist, like I think you said, yeah. And working on those roots and causes.
Right.
It's surprising how I don't do anything with my feet today because there wasn't anything with my feet. It was a physical manifestation of a spiritual malady or a spiritual disease, of fear, basically. And most of all, the last card here is to stay positive. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for accepting or helping me be optimistic and take the appropriate action steps that support my health. So here again, you're doing what you need to do. Seeing what those other options are. Here again, there are other things available to us. And by no means am I, would rule out, allopathic medicine as well.
Right.
I'm a product of both of them. So, so here again, it's pausing for a minute and looking again at those roots and causes. It's a physical manifestation of something, and I also, getting, in the shoulders, it's like carrying that shoulder, carrying that weight, maybe doing too much. Sometimes we get these little messages to pause and to reevaluate and reassess, and that's what I'm getting. But just taking sweet, gentle care of yourself and staying positive through the process. And just the title of this, Divine Intervention, it's something, I'm getting that it's something that has, allowed you a moment to pause. It's given you a moment to pause and reflect and reevaluate, doing that, and still by being, being home, being still, meditate, and keeping that positive outlook and positive movement forward.
Right.
But acupuncture, yoga, chiropractic, there's lots to, gentle yoga, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you, Amanda. I'm getting also some yoga nidra, and that would be absolutely, and on our website under BridgetParvin.com, you can listen to it for free under Yoga Nidra, and then if you wanted to download it, Restorative yoga. So it's a meditation, so please look into that. It will help tremendously. And so thank you, Amanda. And then now we have I'm getting right here with Aura M. Garcia. Having nightmares every night lately, some guidance, please. Okay, so Aura, I'm getting, let me see, what would be for that? I'm getting angel therapy. What I'm picking up on also is for you to, before I pull any cards, before you go to bed at night, it would be really good to kind of shut the tube off, is what they're saying, and be aware of what sensory input is coming in. And take about the last half hour that you're awake and do some quiet time and do some inner work with some meditation, and just kind of do some things and put some oil on the bottom of your feet like sesame oil, so give yourself some self-love before retiring at night. And also it would be good to surround yourself with some prayer, Archangel Michael and a band of mercy angels corner to corner in your room, and then Archangel Raphael to put a green blanket of healing light before you go to sleep at night, and also to bring Archangel Michael with you into your dreams and during dream time. So call upon some holy presence before you're going to sleep at night with the nightmares. Also, I'm using the Doreen Virtue Archangels with Angel Therapy deck for you with the nightmares. I'm also picking up on some sugar with some overstimulation with that. You might want to be aware of what is being consumed earlier in the day, because it's being activated through the night also, is what's coming up. Okay. So what's coming up in the first card is Archangel Michael. You're working very closely with this powerful archangel who's protecting and guarding you through this situation. So make sure, once again, the corner to corner Archangel Michael, band of mercy angels in your room and across your house at night, also for protection prior to going to sleep at night. Calling upon Archangel Michael to be with you in your dreams. Here's the next card is Cancel, Clear, Delete. Use only positive words and thoughts as they're rapidly manifesting into form. Ask the angels to cancel the effects of past negative thinking. And here's, filter in what comes in through the day with your coming and going through your hours that you're awake. Really be aware and mindful of what's coming into your space is what's coming through. Also, let some fresh air in through the house. Open your doors, open the windows. It would be good to have positive affirmations around you, prayer, and just surround yourself with peaceful things and bring flowers into the house, some live things. is what's coming through. And then we have Earth Angel. You are a light worker who has come to the earth to teach about love. So what else is coming through is there's a lot of stuff that isn't even yours that you're absorbing throughout your day, and it's kind of like this magnet, and then all this stuff is just kind of like packing onto it. So in your practice at night before going to bed, it's kind of like defiltering yourself. Even I'm being shown some salt baths would be good, like 2 times a week, to help fling off what's not yours in your etheric field, your aura field, and then what's coming into your physical body. So really filter out and shed what is no longer yours, because you're just this beautiful person and just absorbing like this magnet of everything throughout your day, and it's just packing it on. And so just know when it comes into your house, you're letting it loose. It doesn't belong there. That's your sanctuary. Okay, so thank you for sharing that, aura, and sending you lots of love. So I'll write that down. Okay.
Okay, and so let's see.
Do you want to do an Instagram, love?
I was looking here, over here, Susan. Susan Scher, going through big changes. Any guidance for me?
Okay, perfect. Hi, Susan.
Changes. So let's go with the butterfly cards.
Oh, good one.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Where'd he go?
Right here. Susan Fuhr.
There you go.
There you go, love.
Quebec. Changes are always, that's the one constant. The one thing that doesn't change is change. Oh, that's at least good. Very nice. Okay. Okay, Susan, so for you, we've got, the first one here is windfall. So, moving in the right direction for sure. You know, stay true to yourself, you know, moving forward. And here again, the windfall I'm getting is also just reconnecting with who you are, and you know, sometimes, you know, seemingly bad ends up being seemingly is good, because it, you know, sometimes it pushes us out of our, you know, being uncomfortable pushes us out of that comfort zone in order to want to feel better, you know, want to get better. And here again, I see this, you see the beautiful orange butterfly here, yes, and the purple and the white. So here again, your crown chakra, and, you know, doing the meditation and being still, you know, not having to, you know, rush out and do something, you know, pausing for a moment and coming back and being still and evaluating and getting guidance. And here again also, it's like the nice beautiful orange butterfly, you know, and by pausing and doing that, using your creativity and your you know, creative abilities and whatnot to, you know, pause and meditate or paint or whatever whatever you like to do to be creative. And then again, moving forward, the next card here is you are stronger than you know, and this is so true. This is so true. And here again, you see this beautiful butterfly on this flower here again, and here again, the yellow in the flower with the butterflies on. It's like that's that power, that center, that inner power, and that's again here you have this this power with you, but it's also, if you see the power, it's also surrounded by this beautiful pink flower, like an Archangel Jophiel, and it allows that love. There's power, but there's love, you know, surrounding that power. So to come back into that power, but being loving, and sending that out in loving, and by doing that, it's again, the windfall is by pausing and doing that and being still and, you know, meditating, that the windfall is you'll get different responses than before, and you'll find out really how strong you are, you know, by changing direction, by doing something different, and with lots of changes. And this can't help but happen too. It says body changes, and here again the bright yellow And if you see the butterfly, you got the orange and then the yellow butterflies here. And moving into that the body changes, and you see, actually here you'll see the butterfly is actually holding onto the chrysalis still, and it's just been reborn. And so, so here again, you know, be gentle with yourself through the process. You know, it's like you want to, you know, take it a little slower, and you know, get that divine guidance. You know, and I think you'll be surprised at how this one keeps popping up, the power. You know, you're more powerful than you know, and it's like not having to please people or you know, do those things so you can be accepted. It's like, just be you. That's the one. That's, you know, reborn. The body changes. You know, be you, and all these things are going to come true, and they all go together so well. The windfall.
Very nice.
So thank you, Susan.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, and blessings on your new journey. So I'm going to come over here to Instagram and see. I don't know if they freshen up the pages on the... Okay. So, well, Instagram, we're still learning how to do that. So I'll move on to in accordance with any time. We have...
Oh, we had a heart.
Oh, is there? Who's the heart from?
I don't know if it was me.
Okay. Well, then maybe the heart was from you to me.
Oh, there's some more hearts.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Somebody.
So we're going to give, please let us know who you are that are doing the hearts on Instagram. So I could give you a reading, or will,
Oh.
who is someone sending those beautiful hearts over there on Instagram? Instagram, help us. Help us. Okay, so we've got Destiny. Destiny's right here. Love you guys. I've been trying to be useful to others and to be of service, and was wondering if I could get a reading and some guidance in my life. Destiny Van Berg. Okay, so we have Florida. Hi, Destiny. So I'm going to take Flora, and then you do Destiny. We'll solve it like that. Thank you, Flora, for letting us know it was you with those beautiful, beautiful hearts. Flora, what I have for you is the flower therapy cards. And so just here listening, all your loving messages. Oh, thank you, Flora. So this is from the Flower Therapy deck by Doreen Virtue and Robert Reeves. And Flora, we have this. Okay, so here we go. Flora, this is beautiful, because one of the things that the angels are showing me is that you have done a lot of work, and here's the snapdragon right here. So it's showing me that you are fully standing in your power, in your creativity, and one of the things that you know how to do and keep in good balance is not giving power to negative words by saying them. So it's kind of like you've really learned how to hone that in, and you practice doing it very well. And you have this knowingness with speaking from your higher self and making your communications peaceful and loving. So in this, that you've done a lot of work with that, and that's truly the essence of standing in your power, of showing your divine light. So there's just this releasing and practicing it now, that in your name, Flora, that's why I was drawn to the beauty of the deck of cards by Doreen and Robert, because they want you right now to spread that fragrant love that you have on. You know, it's kind of like even when people walk by and they're kind of, oh, I think I just smelled some jasmine, you know, but then they look around and go, where's the jasmine? And then there's going to be the jasmine like way back there, but you leave that trail, you know, and it just gives me goosebumps. And what happens is when people do use fragrances, they use fragrances to keep in balance and to release stress, anger, anxiety, and all of those things. That's why they work so wonderfully. So the beauty that you have right now is your angels are asking you to spread that wisdom, spread that knowledge, and it's almost like it won't even be a verbal thing, because the beauty of it is it's you tapping into your creativity and just spreading that. So open your arms to receiving. The eucalyptus card came up. You've prayed for help. Now Be open to receiving it. So as you do this and spread that love, spread that joy, and spread that, be open to when people want to help you and give things to you. Be open to receiving. That's the counterbalance that you'll be navigating through as you're spreading all of that beauty and light. Be able to also receive that so you can absorb it too. So you can continue going the distance with doing this. Then you have reach for the stars with the orchid. You deserve only the best, and this is all you should focus your attention on. So know this, okay? So really aim. The sky's the limit. Open your arms to say yes, and all the abundant blessings coming your way. I'm sure that you are working with flowers. I'm just picking up on it. It is just so much in your, it's all in your field. So make sure that you're spreading the joy that flowers do, and it lifts vibrations and brings that happiness and joy and love, which are the highest vibrations that our world needs right now. So thank you very much, Flora, sending you lots of love. Okay, and then so now you're going to do Destiny.
Hello, Destiny. Thank you for joining us. Good to see you.
Yes.
Let's see what we want to go. I'm actually getting angel answers,
Okay.
Doreen.
And then after you do Destiny, I'm going to do the group reading for everybody.
Oh, okay.
We're already narrowing in on that time. Yes.
All right, Destiny. Oh. Oh, there you go. Great cards. Okay, so for the first card we got choose a new direction. And so here again, you know, stopping for a moment, reevaluating, looking to see if this is, you know, something that's working for me or it's not. Is it draining? Is it, you know, asking. Generally, if we have to ask ourselves these questions, we already know the answer. So if you're, you know, hesitating on that, sometimes, again, taking care of ourselves doesn't mean people are going to pat you on the back and say, oh, good for you, you're taking care of yourself. Sometimes they won't like it, and so they'll, you know, anger, just, you know, things. And so the second card says to remain positive. So again, remembering that you're taking care of yourself. You see the beautiful green around you, the heart chakra, the love, you know, self-love, and that's self-love. And you see how radiant you are. You know, this is actually a person with just radiating, and that's how you are with the joy and the love and everything that you bring to the table. And then by doing that, taking these steps, you know, choosing a new direction, staying positive and staying true to that. Don't, you know, get like an afterburn where, you know, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. You know, pray and meditate and ask, you know, guidance and whatnot. And once you make that decision, move in that new direction, stay true to yourself and move in that direction, and keep that positivity. Because this one, it says opportunity, and it looks like gold showering down from heaven.
A golden opportunity.
So it's a golden opportunity, yes.
Beautiful.
So here again, and you know, her arms are up in the air, and okay, I gotta say it, up in the air like you just don't care. That just ran through my head. So anyway, but that brings a great joy. Brings that joy back in, you know, moving forward, and just being able to again be who you are. Who is that joy? You know, who is that joy? Yeah. And just being true to yourself. You know, being who you are. We love who you are. So
yes, absolutely.
You know, share that with others.
Yes.
And here we are talking about being usefulness to others.
Yes. I want to go to, we do have time for the group reading. There's this Jen C.
Oh,
Okay.
Jen C.
Hello, Doug and Bridget. This is my first time, and I am very thrilled to hear about you. My question is about the past. Are the sins of my biological mother, I am a byproduct of her cheating on her husband 50 years ago, reflected upon my life now. I feel that I couldn't get the peace and calm I need to my life. I also feel that there's something I need to do to stop this and cut the sins of my family tree. I am very thankful and grateful of my adopted parents for giving me the wonderful things in life that it has to offer. But how do I get real peace? Jen, my heart's out to you. It really is. I don't have the same story yet. There are other things that had happened in my family that one of the things that happened is I've learned from in my family system is that whatever were their life choices in their experiences or their journey and their secrets, and I've learned to process them by knowing that if I had guilt or shame, that those were their secrets, that was their life, and it did not have to be passed on to me generational. However, in knowing that, I used to carry around their secrets, and I got to learn through doing an inventory of what was their secrets and what were mine, and deal with mine alone. And what helped me tremendously with that, and this is said with great love, and I was finally able to be set free from it, was from EMDR. Okay, so I've been there, done that, and I completely know of what you're talking about, just with a different story, different people, different situations. But I learned how to filter through that of what was theirs, what was mine, and I did no longer have to hold or carry that around. So
a lot of that, actually, the book that Bridget and Doreen are doing, a lot of that is what the book
yes.
has to do with. Yeah.
It is, of the process with how to get your life back.
Yeah.
So my start, though, what I highly suggest, Jen, is the EMDR, and I can't say enough about it. Find a trusted person. Now with the group reading, our dear friend Kismet had greatly suggested, and we're so grateful for that. I would like to do a group reading in closing. I just felt the urgency with Jen's,
yeah.
and so that needed to be addressed. I'm taking the Angel Abundance cards by Doreen Virtue and Grant Virtue, and going to do a group reading. Oh, very nice. Here we go. So, quiet retreat. It's time to disconnect from our outer world so that you can discern the process of your true thoughts and feelings from your inner world. Create this quiet time for yourself, and you'll have more clarity about what to do next. So what the angels are saying is right now is just to give yourself some self-love. All of you listening, take care of yourself, restore yourself, recharge your batteries. There's nothing that is, there's nothing selfish about it. Take the time to do it, because a lot of the exhaustion that is felt is you just need to plug back in and fill your own batteries up.
And you can be more useful to others.
Yes, instead of depleting yourselves. Sever vows of poverty. Dear one, there's no need to suffer or sacrifice. Hold the intention of undoing any vows of poverty or self-denial that you may have made consciously or unconsciously in any lifetime. As you do so, all effects of these vows will be undone for everyone involved in all directions of time. Just like that. And so that even piggybacks on Jen's. So for anything, for anybody listening out there, we can right now ask for God, our creator of our own understanding, and Archangel Michael to dissolve away all contracts and sever all vows of any poverty, of any past ancestor, lineage, or anything, and remember to thank them for the love and the lessons, and it is done. Doesn't mean those people will be out of our lives, just the unhealthy aspects of it. And thank you for the Christ presence for doing that. Thank you, Jesus, and thank you, Archangel Michael. And it is done in sending them all love. No more complaining. Complaints are affirmations of victimhood, which is never true spiritually. Take back your God-given power by affirming that you have an abundance of choices and freedom. With your increased confidence and assertiveness, watch these positive affirmations blossom into reality. So only allow good thoughts to come into your field. Of course, the negative will still come in, but we're cancel, clear, deleting, and bringing just write affirmations everywhere. Practice mantras, practice prayer, whatever you do to get fed. Just know that there's tools and resources at your fingertips. And remember, the biggest thing, it's progress, not perfection with it. Because we will have days that are better than others. The thing is, we get to be grateful that we're all not having those same days at the same time. And we get to help each other and share that when we need a lifeboat or an oxygen mask, to let our friends know, hey, I'm not doing that good today. Can I get some help? And we get those friends in there, our posse, our tribe, that get to fill us back up again too, and get us back on course, bringing us back into the light. And that is with God's light. And so we lost our time on Instagram. So we're going to hear over on Facebook, we're going to lose the time also. So that's it for this week. Thank you for joining us. And we're sending you lots of love from Auburn, California. And we'll close in the usual manner.
The light in me honors the light in you.
Namaste. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. We love you.